Man, streets fucked me up first. I'm just returning the favor. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Unlockable Character. Today is Monday, Motivation Monday, Music Monday. So I'm gonna add 3 new tracks to the playlist. I'll talk about those later on the Spotify. And getting some driving POV footage while I share some motivational wisdom, guys, all right? I hope you're excited for today's video. We're starting at the car wash, of course. It's a beautiful day today. We're gonna drive back to Atlanta. We're gonna take it easy. And I'm gonna talk through some more stories that hopefully will motivate you guys to get further in life. All right, let's go. I'm not a guy to get out and dry his car, but I should get one of those portable fans that dry the car. I've been seeing them on Temu and Amazon. Let me know if you guys have one of those. If you just carry that around, does it really dry your car off? I mean, is it powerful enough? Let me know. I mean, if it's convenient, why not, you know? Like I said before, when you wash the car, the brakes really don't respond anywhere near as well, so you have to be careful. And luckily we got the light. As for tint in this car, what you're seeing right now is 30% all the way around with nothing on the windshield. I've put tint on my windshield before, and in Georgia there are a lot of roads that don't have streetlights. So at night, if you have tint on, it's pretty much impossible to see out of. I am thinking about what to do with my next car though, and I think 30% all the way around might be a good move, or maybe 20%. I have to check what's the legal limit. Of course, I can always have bad vision, right? And remember, guys, this is all AI, so just know that I got a ton of NVIDIA GPUs pumping out this content right now. And by the way, last week we invested in Apple and Palantir, and I think both stocks are up right now. Palantir is actually going to report earnings. So on Wednesdays, guys, we're doing Wealth Wednesdays. I have a portfolio set up, and you can follow along. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, but you're more than welcome to follow along. You know, take my advice if you want. Start your own portfolio. I mean, what I really want to do is help people, you know, start to accumulate wealth. And Americans in general need to start owning stocks and bonds. Now that Robinhood is a free trading platform, and there are others where it doesn't cost any money for you to trade stocks, I think it's a good way to, every month, if you can save some money, put some away in a certain group of stocks that you feel confident in. And when we talk about stocks, you should really focus on companies that you are excited to follow. So maybe you really use their products, or it's an industry that you're really familiar with. And, you know, it's not a hassle for you to read the news about your company that you're following, or read the news about the industry and new innovations, maybe legal cases. So there could be large lawsuits, there could be patents that come out. All of those things swing the stock. And if you follow those industries and you follow those companies, you can start making educated guesses about where you think the company or that industry will go. And then you can make your short-term and long-term calls. But I think overall, especially in your early 20s, if you start putting away money monthly into stocks, it's a great way to set yourself up to be able to actually buy real estate in your 30s. And now more than ever, we've seen real estate prices go up, right? Well, stocks and bonds also go up just as real estate is going up, because they're all capital, they're all assets. Stocks and bonds are what's considered equity. And what we've had over the past 15 years is quantitative easing, where the Federal Reserve prints trillions and trillions of dollars. And what that really does is it inflates the prices of assets like houses, but it also inflates stocks, because companies, instead of paying their workers more, have been buying back their own shares, which artificially inflates the price of those shares. But as a result, you know, if you rode different waves in the stock market, like the tech wave, we saw Facebook, now called Meta. You know, if you looked at where they started in 2011 to where they are now, if you had started putting away a little bit of money, you'd be wealthy by now if you had just invested in Facebook, believe it or not. But there's always new opportunities, there's always new companies coming out. So don't despair if you think that you didn't get the chance to make your money. So definitely follow along on Wealth Wednesdays, guys, if you want to hear more about stocks and, you know, building wealth for yourself. So I've gone back to my old setup because Apple Maps doesn't have as many cop reports as Waze. So I have my tire pressure on the left and Apple Maps on the Waze on the right. Let me know what you guys use for all you G80 owners or future G80 owners. And also, guess what, guys? The LCI M4 has been delivered. I've seen deliveries in the UK, in Canada, and certain parts of the US. So the refreshed LCI M4 with new headlights, new taillights, 25 more horsepower, I think, it's out. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the new car? Do you like the old style with the laser taillights? Keep me posted. For those of you that live up here in Forsyth County, you probably know that Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, just like the state police, you know, Georgia State Police, they don't mess around and they will pit maneuver people. So I'm sure if you live up here in North Georgia, you know that. They don't play. All right, guys, so right now the valves are fully closed, the burbles are off, car is in comfort mode, and it sounds stock. Like, you would have no idea that the car has a mid-pipe and downpipes. There's no drone at all, which is incredible, because in any other car that I've had where I modified the exhaust, there was always some drone, even in the quietest settings. But this really feels like completely stock. And that goes hand in hand with the nature of this car, which is kind of Jekyll and Hyde, where you can be in full comfort settings, stealth, you know, not making much noise, still fast, and soft, you know, and you can fully turn the car into basically like a road-going race car in terms of how stiff it can get, the engine at the Sport Plus settings, the shifting at the fastest setting, valves opening up fully. So yeah, let's hear the difference right now. I'm gonna open up the valves. I'll put it into full sport settings, but comfort suspension, because this Highway 400 is so freaking bouncy. You can immediately hear the difference. But it's still not too bad in here. The burbles are on right now. I'll keep them on. Sounded pretty good, huh? And for those of you who have noticed that the shifts are really good, I have customized my own XHP tune over months of driving the car, and I've gotten a really good feel. And if you ever need help with flashing XHP on your car and customizing it, let me know. I'm gonna include the link to my calendar. You can book an hour of my time where I will customize XHP for you for $50. So if that's something you wanna do, definitely check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. Man, streets fucked me up first. I'm just returning the favor.
That's what I say, hey, they motherfucker nasty though.
Appreciate it, man.
They always told me the M model, boy, ain't nothing to be played.
Nowadays, they're all-wheel drive too.
Let me in.
Here. All right, so for 30 tracks for Music Monday today, here's what we got. First off, we got Poppin' Rubber Bands by Wiz Khalifa. You see it. You see the playlist. Now, when I was growing up, Wiz Khalifa was huge, and I actually got into cars because of car audio. So I had a Subaru Legacy GT, and it took me 10 paychecks to put together enough money to get a sound system in the car, and I would always bump Wiz Khalifa's mixtapes. I know he went a little bit in a different direction with his music, but his old stuff still bumps. So Poppin' Rubber Bands is one of low-key his best songs. So I hope you guys enjoy it. The other songs I have are Next Move by Real Young Phil, excellent track, and Alphabetical Alchemy by Jazz Players and Domsta. So I hope you guys enjoy. There's 15 songs now, so every week we're gonna add 3, and this playlist is gonna be bonkers, guys. All right, let's go. All right, guys, welcome back to Unlockable Character. Today for Motivation Monday, I want to talk a little bit about college. So, should you still go to college in 2024? What do I recommend? Well, first off, I think college has become so expensive that when you look at it from a financial calculation, it's no longer worth it for many of the private schools in the US. The school I went to when I was enrolled in 2010 was around $40,000 a year. That has gone up to, I think, $79,000 a year in the last 14 years. And that is just untenable. That is just not supportable for people to be able to afford that, especially when you look at the statistics across the US, where it is now common for you to make less than your parents. So how are you going to afford college when it's doubled in price in the past 14 years when you're making less than your parents? It doesn't make any sense. And even when I went to college, I kind of wish, and this is my advice, you know, take it for what you will, but I kind of wish that I had actually gone to community college and worked 2 jobs and started investing, because that would have put me a lot further ahead by the time I was 22 than trying to, you know, hustle and earn a high-paying job after I graduated. It still worked out, but my advice for everyone right now is actually look at seeing if there's a local community college around you. And in today's climate, think about studying networks, computer systems. You don't have to get into programming, but you should be able to understand how computer systems within networks talk to each other. So in the past 15 years, there's a term called data scientist, which has been a hot job. And 15 years ago, that was a very different responsibility than it is today. It's still a hot job, but 15 years ago, what people were doing is they were creating visual analytics. They were using things like, you know, starting with Excel graphs, but moving into things like Tableau before it was bought by Salesforce. People were essentially becoming business intelligence analysts, and they were calling themselves data scientists. Today, data scientists work with AI and machine learning models, and they're able to train the models, deploy the models, and understand how they grow. And Prompt engineering has also become something which is a hot term, and you don't have to go to college to learn how to become a prompt engineer. You can teach a lot of yourself the tools and the techniques behind prompting by just looking up courses online, looking at, you know, some of the largest tech companies are publishing a lot of open source projects, and they're describing what they're doing. So Snowflake just published their open source enterprise LLM. Arctic, Meta, Facebook has been publishing open source llama models, and they describe how their models work. You should read up on that. You should think about terms like mixture of experts, single chain prompting versus multi-chain prompting. You should think about context windows. AI is coming, and what I would recommend is colleges are moving too slowly. They're not going to have the latest courses and accreditation for you to have a data science degree. But you can learn a lot of that on your own. And that's why I think if you go to community college, you're giving yourself the chance to get some in-class, you know, instruction, and you can seek out courses that you find valuable. And you can also pace yourself. You can work a job or 2 jobs if you need to make income. You can spend it on investments. You don't take on a lot of debt. And at the same time, you can teach yourself while you're going to community college without facing the pressure of, you know, a top private school. And if you really do well after 2 years of community college, you can earn a lot of scholarships, which you can then transfer into a 4-year school and complete your degree. So yeah, in today's climate, I would recommend getting a community college degree, working a job while you go to school, investing your money, and really learning how to apply AI in your daily life. All right, guys, let's go.